Hi, you guys. Dominique here with Lucky Ace Disc. Today we are going to watch the Sugarland Showdown presented by Gorilla Disc Golf, filmed by your one and only Lucky Ace TV. Today I'm here with Casey Pennington. We're about to watch the FBO card, watch her play today. So how are you doing today, Casey?
I'm good. Excited to relive all the special moments from this tournament.
That was so very special.
Yeah. So this was maybe the windiest day of tournament play I've ever experienced. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've never played in these kind of conditions.
So we're going to see some interesting things happen. First off the tee, this is Christina Linthicum. She's from the Houston area, and a lefty and a crusher. Crushed a little too much on that one. She's OB.
And next up is Chrissy Fountain, she's from Houston?
She's from the Austin area.
Oh, Austin area, okay.
Another lefty. She is forehand dominant, so we're going to see a really great variety of ways to attack each of these holes, which is cool. She put out a nice, safe forehand inbounds. There is OB on both sides of the fairway here. And there's me. I'm also from the Houston area.
So when did you throw?
This is my S-Line DD3. Brand new one, actually. I need a little bit more stability for today, but I unfortunately clipped the tree there and ended up OB. And then finally we've got Lisa Fajkus, who I'm sure most people know of. She is from the Austin area originally, I believe. She's obviously a really great touring pro, so we are excited to play with her and have her at this tournament. And she just barely stayed safe in there. There's kind of a little depression there in the fairway, but she is safe.
And then Christina having to throw her second shot.
Yeah, so I don't think she was ever in bounds the first time because she threw to the left side of that sidewalk. So, yeah, I had to re-tee for three, but that was a
crush.
I'm sure she wished she did that the first time. That was an amazing shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
there's the wind, you guys.
The wind is absolutely ripping. Like, if it's not a literal drop in, it's going to be scary. So you're going to see us playing very conservative today. A lot of layups, and even the layups are tough. Here's Christina to try to save bogey. See if she runs it. Sure, that's tough to do when you're already putting for bogey, but probably the safe call there. So Chrissy taps in a nice par. I'm going to be putting for bogey here with my OB stroke. Lisa with a solid par, and Christina for a double.
Ooh.
But yeah, the first hole was kind of just to test the wind a little bit, and hopefully we can kind of dial it in a little better as the round goes on.
21 holes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 2 rounds of 21 holes for like your first tournament of the year for some of us. So.
Yeah, this was definitely a fun hole to flick for me.
Yeah, that sets up well for a forehand. So it's just over 300 feet there. Yeah, the wind got her on that one. There's an OB line down in that ditch. Lisa threw out a really nice, stable shot, very safe. I think normally we could reach this hole easily, but we had a pretty ripping headwind. Makes it tough to get anywhere. And I'm throwing the same disc I threw on hole 1. And I was thinking about that flight path, and so kind of overcompensated a little bit. And unfortunately went OB as well. So I'm not off. Chrissy and I are off in the OB there. Yep. Good shot there from Christina. And Chrissy's kind of going to be throwing uphill at the basket there. Good approach. Still, like we said today, that's going to be a little bit of a tester still. You want to be as close as possible.
Yeah, that was a good up for you.
And Lisa has such a great spin putt. Like she's still running stuff. She doesn't care how windy it is. This really sets up well for her game.
Now, even though she's from Austin, does she live here? Or
I think in the off season she comes back here, and then she's on tour during the year.
okay.
Oh no.
How unfortunate.
Yeah, like I said, that wind was really challenging. It's kind of hard to get a gauge on it because there's no flags on the baskets and the trees are pretty dead, but like even in the background you can see some of those branches moving. So yeah, another bogey for me, bogey for oh my gosh. I'm totally spacing on her name. Chrissy. And then pars for Christina and Lisa.
So next, at hole 3, and this is another good flick one, but you can't see the basket, so it's behind these here bushes.
Yeah, they put a flag. You can kind of see it off to the right there.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of visual, and it's a very short hole, under 200 feet, but that you have to get over that like thicket of vines and thorns.
And if not, there was a drop zone, so that was a saving grace, but thankfully I did not have to use that when I played.
Yeah, there's no OB, but it's possible to have a lost disc in there and not be able to get to play from inside there. So, yeah, it's no joke. So that's the one mistake you do not want to make on this hole. So I'm looking for not a bogey.
Oh, no.
And, yeah, I was happy with that shot. That was my FD3 Doombird. And this sets up really nicely for a lefty backhand shot. Great shot from Chrissy. So that's Lisa chucking from out there. She was able to get to her disc, so that there's no penalty stroke involved. Beautiful putt from Chrissy. Great birdie. Ooh, we got the replay. That was
fancy stuff.
That was gorgeous. And Lisa to save par. I'm putting with Senseis, my Lucky Ace Senseis.
Was that a birdie for you?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Feels
bird.
good. Cancel out one of those bogeys.
Was that?
That was I believe that was a par for
for
Christina. I don't know if we saw her upshot. But
So
yeah, that was
if I remember correctly, this is the one that we're throwing over the road where the cars are flying through.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting design choice. So as I mentioned, or maybe I didn't, this is a temp course that's built on top of an existing 9-hole course. So
there you go.
Yeah.
You have to go make sure there's no cars.
Yeah, so you have to watch and make sure there's no cars coming before you throw across the road. So you just have to get up over the curb. I believe the grass and the sidewalk is inbounds, I'm pretty sure. And then if you turn it over to the right too far, there's some really thick brush and trees, but that is inbounds. So that's the error to make if you're going to play safe. Yeah, that was really nice. Wait for the truck to go by. I think this might be the first forehand we're seeing from Lisa. She's a really
Wow.
Very balanced player. She
Yeah.
throws pretty even, I feel like, forehands and backhands. She's got a very well-rounded game. Nice shot in the circle.
Oh, she looks disappointed.
I know.
Was she trying to run it?
Lisa's very intense, and I love her energy. She gets really pumped up about good shots, and just a lot of emotion when she plays. And Christina saw that one off a little bit, but fortunately drops out into the open and has somewhat of a clear shot versus being in that stuff. It's tough to do anything from inside there. As you can see, that's what I'm dealing with. I was just looking for any gap large enough for a disc to fit through at this point.
Thankfully, everything's dead. So
yeah, that helps a little bit. And I just clipped something on the way out, so I'm in the open, but that's a long putt.
I know.
And Chrissy's got another birdie look. Something in her footing. Ooh, just low. It's a nice spin putt, though. Not a great effort.
Wow.
Yeah, I just love watching her putt. Good birdie, Lisa.
So it was I guess at least is the only one with the bird.
Yeah, that's a par cleanup for Christina and Chrissy, and then I've got another bogey. I've yet to get a par yet this round. It's very up and down.
That wind.
So the next hole is
Hole 5?
Yep, hole 5. That's a fun one.
This one's down next to the bayou. Ditch.
Yeah. So this one, I feel like normally is pretty straightforward. So you got the bayou on the left that's OB, and then some thick stuff on the right. But we were thrown into a headwind again.
Okay.
So Lisa's flirting with the OB over there.
Yep.
She's questionable as to whether she's in bounds or not. But yeah, so you have to be careful not to throw something too understable and have it flip over into the trees. But then if you got too much air under it, you could have the wind take it over across the bayou. So this one turned out to be a tricky hole today. Chrissy's well short. I believe she is in bounds, though. This is a good lefty hole because you got that extra space out to the left.
Wow.
Christina, nice shot. I think she overshot it a little bit, and she's on the side of the hill putting back.
Okay.
So she should be putting with the wind a little bit, which will be nice.
What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing my Exo Hard method. When I practiced here, it was much less windy, and I threw my Origin, which I love, but it was much too windy to throw the Origin today, so I did that, and actually I was really happy with how that throw turned out. It held up in the wind really nice, but it still stayed pretty straight. Oh, such a good bid. A little heartbreaking, but at least, that's an easy par putt. I think the wind slapped her down a little bit on that attempt. And Lisa did end up being in bounds.
Okay.
Fortunately.
Unfortunately.
No, fortunately. Fortunately.
Ooh, nice putt.
Yeah, thank you.
That was a par, right?
That was a birdie.
No, it was a bird.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that one felt good. So able to get a stroke back on the card there. Everybody else with really simple tap-ins. So I think that's the best hole our group has played so far.
Alright, so now on to hole 6. This is the island hole. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're throwing across that kind of ditch area to a basket on the side of the hill, and then there's an island around. So
you're throwing that
same disc.
Yeah.
It worked really well for me in the last hole, so I thought, why not?
Okay.
And
that was in,
it.
right?
Parked it, yeah.
Nice.
So there's an interesting rule with this one with the OB. So if you're OB, you are allowed to take it. You're just bringing it in straight from the OB to the closest inbound spot. So there's no drop zone, and it's not based on where you crossed. It's where the disc ended up. You just bring it back in with a
that
penalty
was
stroke.
Interesting. I've never done that before.
Yeah, that's the only tournament I've played that's had a rule like that. Lisa parked it as well with a great shot. It's a little tough from the lefty route, I feel like, because it's fading back towards the downslope, and she skipped just long out, so she'll just bring it in about 4 feet or so into the edge of that OB. It's looking pretty similar for Christina.
Y'all are making this look so easy still, though. I think all of the girls that I played with, we were all out or just barely in.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's a relatively short hole, but it's definitely not easy. So Christina was out of bounds as well. She just took back into the edge of the OB and pitched up, so that'll be a bogey for her. Chrissy's running it.
Oh, no.
Now she's going to be putting downhill from the top of the hill. It's going to be a little scary. Yeah, and she's still out. Wow, that was so confident. Straight at the hillside. Wow.
Another good putt.
Mm-hmm. Good bird for Lisa.
And then what?
So this would be for my birdie as well.
Okay.
Slightly uphill.
Nice putt. Good bird.
Yeah, feels good to string together a couple of birdies. I'm almost back to even par. See if I can get there. So now we're getting into a little bit longer holes again.
382.
Yeah, 382.
Okay.
So this one.
This is the one that's over.
Yeah,
yes,
so there's a giant retention pond area, and oh my gosh. So we had the headwind coming at us. There is OB about halfway down to the right at the bottom of that. So I was really trying to make sure I didn't flip it over and go OB to the right, and I put some hyzer on it because that was the disc I flipped over on hole 2. But then I threw it way too high, and the wind just took it, and I'm not even sure where it is at this point. Lisa with a beautiful shot. So that's exactly what you want to do is land on level with where the basket is. And yeah, it was really, really tough to do in this wind. So that was a great shot from Lisa. Because you do not want to be putting
You're just going to forehand it? Oh my goodness.
Ooh, yeah, and the wind got her.
Yeah, I definitely did that.
So she did end up OB to the right.
Oh no.
But yeah, you do not want to be approaching the basket from above or below. You want to be on that level ground. So that's what we're all trying to do, but it's turning out to be pretty difficult. So I'm sure Christina's watching us going, oh my gosh. See if she can make the correction. So she threw high too, but she's fighting the wind a little, the way that it's coming, the wind is going, it's a little bit more favorable to how she's throwing. So I believe she's on that flat area too as well. So that was a good shot from her. So now Chrissy's going uphill. The basket's just to the right of those trees.
Doesn't look like enough.
I'm not sure if she was going all the way to the basket or just trying to get up there. And so now I went all the way across the fairway of like the next hole.
Okay.
And I'm back downhill. No. You can see there's an OB line there. Yeah. So I crossed OB of the next hole. So I already took a penalty stroke.
Oh no.
I hit the hillside coming back up. So now this is my 5th shot, I think. So I at least made it in the vicinity of the basket. So this all's getting away from me real fast. Ooh. Yeah, not what Lisa was looking for, but at least it stayed up. You do not want to go down the hill. So this is scary for Christina because she's thrown back towards the edge of the hill. But that was really nice.
Sticks.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh, Chrissy was above, so she just laid up.
Yeah.
That was a good layup. Lisa trying for par.
Of course.
This is a par 3, and it felt harder than that today.
Yeah.
So I'm just pitching up, trying to stop the bleeding here.
Ooh,
so I think that was a par for Christina. Really well done. She made that look easy. I'm putting into a headwind, really strong headwind, and I'm just like, I'm just hoping this can be over soon.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, and there it goes.
No.
It's still trying to go, and there it goes.
No.
Yeah. I wanted to putt it hard so that it, the wind wouldn't take it, and it was like too hard. So now I've elected to rethrow from my lie with a penalty stroke instead of throwing from up there, because who knows what can happen at this point. I feel like I already tried this putt once. I can make the correction. But I didn't. So the first time I was putting with Tactic, which was more overstable, and then I switched to my Sensei, and I think that was probably a poor choice. But my disc was still down the hill at that point. Yeah. So now I'm trying to just tap this in. I have a tailwind at least this time. Nope.
Oh my goodness. Wait, so this is the hole that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Or is there another one?
Nope. This is
okay. Okay, good.
So I've lost count at this point of what stroke I'm just trying to finish things up.
Yeah.
And, in hindsight,
oh my goodness.
At least I can make this one and it's over. Yeah, in hindsight, I probably should have just taken a few extra breaths. I felt like I was in control in the moment of my emotions and everything, but I probably should have just taken a sec there. And yeah, that was literally the worst hole I've ever played in my life, and it's on camera forever and ever for posterity. So that ended up being an 11 on a par 3. So I've just dug myself into the hugest hole imaginable, and nothing to do but just move on. Yeah,
but don't you dig yourself out of it? Are we gonna see that?
We'll see. I mean, with this wind, anything could happen. Like, that could easily happen to somebody else on another hole. So we'll see what happens. So this one, we are throwing back in the other direction, and it's up on top of that hill. So like where Lisa's going there, that's kind of where my drive ended up on the previous hole. So yeah, she flirts with the OB a little bit, but she's in bounds there. So this is another one I feel like on a normal day we could easily reach this as 325, but just it was hard to trust the wind. And we're kind of just playing it safe here.
Which is no fun. You don't necessarily want to play it safe during a tournament. I know. Especially with these ladies that you're playing with.
I know. And especially now that I'm so many strokes back and I feel like I got to make up some ground. So, yeah. None of us had super great drives there, but par's good on this hole. I think Chrissy would have liked to be a little bit closer, but that should give her a putt. And again, like I said, I still don't think I've taken a par yet this round, so that's what I'm hoping for here. Yeah, Lisa wants no part of that either. She's just going to lay up. Christina seems like she's thinking about running this one. She's taking a while. Oh. No. And Chrissy's got another scary downhill putt.
Oh, no. Did it roll? No.
Nope,
Okay, that's good.
It stayed. So just a bogey, but I'm sure she would like to change a few things with how she played that hole.
I know. She looks so close, but she...
I know.
That's how sketchy the wind was.
You watch this play and you're like, why are they taking so long to putt for like 6 feet? And it's, whoa, that was a little sketchy too, but it stayed in. And that's me cheering for my par. Okay, so now we're heading back towards where we started the round in terms of course orientation.
And hole 9 now?
Hole 9, yeah. So hole 9 is a pretty short hole, but the basket is over to the right there on the edge of like that downslope that we were putting up on the last hole. So it's short, but you really got to control your landing. Make sure you don't overcook it and kind of end up down there because there is some OB down at the bottom of that ditch again. This is very much a finesse shot. Like Lisa's got a fairway driver there. That's a little bit scary. You'd want hopefully something a little bit slower so it grabs the grass, but she left that a little bit short, but the ground play wasn't too bad. I'm throwing a putter.
Oh, wow.
I went a little too far. No. But it stayed in bounds. Finally got a good break there. But yeah, you can't see that from the tee, so I'm freaking out a little bit. Christy throwing a driver as well, and yeah, there's that ground play, and she's OB. So that's why I think the slower speed disc is a better choice. You can see the difference there in how my disc reacted versus hers. So Christina just totally crushed that. She went past the basket, so she's approaching back in the direction of where we threw from. Good run from Chrissy. Yeah, I thought about going for that one, but I was like, you know what? You're getting back on track. Just play it safe. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And that one, that rolled. Wow. And she's OB as well. So she's, again, electing to re-putt from her license. She's already got that extra stroke from the OB.
I'm just now hearing this.
Yeah. So that's a very handy rule to know. If your shot's ever really that bad, you can choose to rethrow from your last spot with a penalty stroke. So that's especially advantageous in situations like Christina had, where she was already taking that penalty stroke. So that's a good one to remember.
And then is that a par?
That is a par for me. Yeah, evening out things a little bit. So
we made it through the first 9.
So yeah, that hole is a little bit more interesting than we probably thought it would be. So now we've got hole 10, which is our longest hole so far, 411 feet. So it's a bomb, but we do have a nice tailwind on this, so we can actually kind of let one rip here.
Okay, this one by the road?
This is going back towards the parking lot. So along the left, there's kind of, I don't even know what you call it. There's like these poles with wire strung between them, kind of a fence-like thing. So left of that is OB. And then if you turn it over right really far, again, that's that same ditch as we saw in the last hole. But I mean, it's a pretty wide fairway to work with. So I was super happy with that shot. I crushed that. Felt really good to do something good. Chrissy's going with the forehand.
Oh, man.
She was saying on a lot of the headwind shots, it was hard to control the forehand angle, which I don't know if you ran into that during your round at all too.
I didn't throw a single forehand, and
really?
I can't backhand, so I learned how to backhand during this round. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sure she was happy she could finally throw a forehand.
Yes.
And, Christina threw OB again.
Oh no.
But that was crushed. So like she should she has a chance to save her par from there if she wants to run a long putt. And a little bit of a miss release from Lisa. She ended up quite a bit short. And on a normal day I would try and run that, but too windy.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with 3 on this. Christina did give that a run, but it ended up quite a bit past the basket, so she's gonna have a long comebacker. And uncharacteristic miss from Lisa. She's usually really good from that distance with her spin putt.
And Chrissy's shooting for
I think this is for par for her. Yeah. Yeah, that wind is still giving us trouble.
Ooh,
that was
nice
an
putt.
amazing putt from Christina.
Yeah, for a second there, kind of looks like the wind's not blowing.
I know. It's very deceiving. I promise you, it is still ripping as much as ever. Although I feel like near the parking lot, there's a little better because there's some trees to block things, but it's still not easy. And Lisa missed another putt.
No.
You don't very often see Lisa 3 putt.
Double bogey. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So she's, I think she's going to be looking forward to improving on that second round. Chrissy for bogey, I believe. Yeah.
All right, this is your par.
Yeah, so I'm looking to get another stroke or more back on the card.
Oh, God. No, I was like, no.
That basket was given a lot of spit outs throughout the day, I heard from other people, so I'm just happy that stayed in. So this next hole is an interesting challenge. It's only 270, but there's a wall of trees in between you and the basket, so you can either try and hit the gap through the trees or you can go big over the top.
Yeah.
And I practiced over the top when it was less windy, but today I was like, that disc has been all over the dang place, so I thought keep it low. And fortunately had the perfect line through the trees and parked it, so I felt really good not having practiced that shot. Oh, and I should mention on that subject, Chrissy is actually playing this course blind. She didn't have an opportunity to practice it, so she's got that extra challenge, and I think she's handling it pretty well. Yeah, that was a great shot from her.
And really I love that all the people walking by. They're completely oblivious that there's a tournament going on.
Yeah, so this is like a public park. They did have signs, saying it's closed for the day. Yeah, so Christina as a lefty has a tough shot over the top of the trees, and she almost got it, and she got caught up on the last tree and ended up OB. Unfortunately, this hole is such a tough hole for a backhand lefty. She doesn't throw forehands like Chrissy, so that's kind of her only option. So she's, I believe, going to re-tee after Lisa throws here.
Ooh, is she trying to go around? No.
I think she just clipped a branch there, but she's safe. That sidewalk isn't OB or anything. It's just the parking lot and then that ditch on the right. So Christina's trying again.
Ooh.
She cleared the trees this time. I think she hit one of those light poles.
Oh.
It was like, what are the odds? But I believe she did stay in bounds that time. So she's, so that was her 4th shot there. Chrissy for birdie. Nice, Chrissy. That was such a pretty low forehand through the trees there. That said bogey, but I think it was a double bogey because she basically re-teed the first time. And then Lisa cleaning up a par. And I've got a tap in birdie.
Yay.
Yeah. So I mean, really, if you don't think about the hole where I took an 11, other than that, I'm having a pretty good round, I feel like. I've gotten a handful of birdies at this point. trying to make up that ground. So now we are headed to hole 12. We're thrown across this baseball field. And the basket's to the left there. And yeah, I got caught up in that tree, but I'm just happy to be over the baseball field at that point.
Okay, I was trying to remember. So we're back at basically where hole 1 was.
Yeah,
okay.
Very similar spot.
Mm-hmm. And then the ditch was OB, right?
That was just casual. There's a little bit of water in there. You can see the splash, but that is casual.
Okay, so it was good. Okay.
Yeah, just very wet. So I think that was Chrissy there.
You know, I think this is another one that all of us girls tried to throw, and we ended up in the dugout.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a little bit of a crush to get over there. And this is another really tough hole for a lefty backhand. Christina's definitely got the distance, but it's just like she has to kind of flex it a little bit more to get around that tree on the other side.
You got to flex it up over.
Yeah, and the wind. You know, you don't want to be playing with angles too much in the wind. So that was a good shot to get over and to the safe side. Oh yes, I ended up right underneath that tree. And ended up a little bit short, but it should be okay. At least I had a perfect layup within dropping distance.
It seems like she's
it's just what you want.
Disappointed, even though
I know.
It's like, well, was that Chrissy's approach shot?
That was Chrissy's approach. Yeah, Lisa's just she's been so consistent. I don't know if I don't think she's thrown OB yet this round. Just playing very steady, keeping the drives in bounds, keeping the upshots close. Oh,
no.
Yeah. That was an unforced error. I should have had that putt. So that was kind of a bummer, but oh well. I think everybody else there was tapping in their pars, so lost a stroke there. But yeah, I mean, on a day like this, I think par is pretty much the best we can hope for on that hole.
And now are we on to hole 12 now?
That was hole 12, so this will be hole 13.
Okay.
This was kind of a fun one. We're throwing up the gut between two baseball fields. Kind of a tunnel shot. Yes. Ooh. That caught the wind really nice and ended up just about pin high for Chrissy. So you can see those flags there. So everything short of the flags up to the tee pad is OB. So you do have to get that far to be inbounds. As long as you don't hit anything, that's usually not a problem. Lisa left that a little bit low. She wanted that to get up a little. And she got a little nice reaction off the fence there. She'll be putting for birdie. And I got my exo hard method again. And that was just an early release.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you don't want to do. So I ended up short. So I'm proceeding to the drop zone with a penalty stroke. And that was also a bad shot. The wind kind of, I should put some hyzer on that. So this should be a relatively easy hole, and I'm not making it look that way. Ooh! Wow. Lisa almost cashed that from downtown. So this is for my bogey. Yeah. Giving back all those strokes I got in the last couple holes. Oh yeah. The wind got that one for Christina. Yes. Great birdie, Chrissy.
Was that for par?
Yep, that was a par. And I decided to putt with my my MD5 because I was putting straight into the headwind, and that just barely hung in there. And yeah, Lisa just playing safe and steady again for a par.
This is another long one.
So this is, I feel like I would call this one of the signature holes of this course. So we were playing, it's a par 4. We were playing along the road, and there are 3 mandos where the light poles are. So you do have to stay inside of those and land in this narrow strip between the street and then the baseball fields on the left. And unfortunately, Chrissy just trickled OB there. So you can go around the wooden telephone poles are okay to go around to the right of. You just have to be inside of those light poles. So Lisa's she's playing that to get in between those two, and she did that perfectly. So tough to land in the middle there, but that's what you want to set up your second shot. And Christina wanted that to skip back, but the angle wasn't right for it to do that. And I'm throwing my origin. We have a tailwind, so I just figured pipe it up the middle. But I put a little too much hyzer on that. I got scared of the road, so I hate being over there. It's so difficult, but I am in bounds. And Lisa is set up perfectly. So where you're following where that sidewalk curves to the left, and it's up there past all those trees. You can just kind of see it peeking out from the last tree, a little bit high. And
so is that you or Christina over there?
I think it must be me.
Okay,
there I am. So had a nice skip off the sidewalk there. I should be able to save my par. So Chrissy's throwing 3 with her forehand. Oh my God. That was like the shot of the day to this point. So good. And she got the skip off the sidewalk on the end, and she is parked. That'll be for a par because of the OB stroke, but just really, really great shot from Chrissy. So impressive. And Christina snuck that out there. Again, that's tough for a lefty because it's going the opposite way that the fairway's curving. And Lisa's pitching up for par again. It's a winning formula today. You can see like she's well ahead of all of us. And I think that was a little bit of overcompensation from a couple holes ago when I came up short. Ooh, Christina's running that. And there's Chrissy for her. That ended up being a par again because of the OB, but she was just a few inches off from being in bounds there, and that was an incredible effort on that hole. I feel like that's so good playing that hole for the first time blind to end up with a result like that. And no. I'm starting to lose focus. It's so mentally draining when you just have to concentrate so hard on every single shot of the day. I don't know if you were feeling that as well.
Extremely. Yeah. Just look at my score,
We're good, about 2/3 of the way through the round, or 3/4, getting a little mentally fatigued. So hole 15 is up next, 320 feet. This hole finishes to the left around the edge of that baseball fence.
And then was I don't remember
So Chrissy landed on that bridge.
So that was not OB though.
Correct.
So
that
was,
is that is inbounds. Okay. The only OB I believe is if you go inside the baseball fence. And that's exactly what you want from Lisa. Nice flex with that fade to the left. She did fortunately roll down. It's wet down there again. Yeah. Just casual water though. And another, I feel like I'm saying this every other hole. Poor Christina. Such a tough lefty hole again. Oh, she ran into the fence. She's safely in bounds. And
very nice.
Yeah.
Drive.
So
very
I'm
nice drive.
Around the corner, have a look at the basket.
Yeah.
So this is really awkward because she kind of has to go up and over the corner of the fence. But well executed.
She did it.
Lisa, she debated about whether she was going to step in that water or not. I think she did decide to do that. But she kind of had to go in there to get her disc anyway. And yeah, that was kind of a half bid. This will be Chrissy for par. So she did. Nice. You can play from the bridge, so she just laid up from there and nice par. So a bunch of par. This might be our first par frame of the day.
Yay!
Been a lot of interesting action on every hole. So this is a rare par frame.
All right, so next hole 16.
Yeah.
200 feet.
200 feet. So we've got, this one's reachable for an ace potentially.
Oh, this is the one with the basket on the right, the island?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, that flagged area is an island that you have to land in. So Chrissy just hung in there.
And if you don't, then there was an option for a drop zone?
Yep. So any OB proceeds to the drop zone, which I believe is just kind of outside circle's edge. Oh, Lisa kind of went out of frame there. I believe she did stay safe. So that the sidewalk or the concrete part is OB, the grass is inbounds. And it kind of follows this weird jagged path over there.
You know, it looks easy. But then you had like the right there. Exactly.
Yeah, she just clipped a branch there and just dropped her right down. So she's going to go in the drop zone. Yeah, this one is...
Okay, that was your EXO.
I believe, yeah, that was my EXO method again. Okay. Yeah, this one's tough to like keep it low enough, get enough speed on it to get it there, and then control the ground play.
Putt.
Wow, Lisa. Excellent birdie.
Oh.
Gave that a run, but it just left. Putting with that MD5 again. And probably if I just putted with my normal putter, that would have stayed straight enough to go in. But, oh well. Chrissy for birdie.
Oh,
I think she just
missed it.
nicked the top, one of those top nubs.
Good.
For par, I think, for me. And Christina for bogey with that OB.
So 17 to 65.
So this one, we were playing over another baseball field. Shorter than that first one. So you can play like around it to the side, I guess, but right there next to that tree, Lisa. Yeah, that's the sidewalk's inbound, so no worries there. You just have to stay out of the baseball field. Great shot, Lisa.
Really good shot.
Yeah. Nice forehand, Chrissy. Yeah, when she's able to throw those forehands, she is deadly.
Looks good.
Ooh.
I like that. Oh.
Yeah, that skipped off the sidewalk and went pretty far away, but still in bounds. But yeah, I don't know if I knew that it bounced off the sidewalk at the time. That explains how it ended up so far. And again, Christina's got to take the risky shot over the field, but she executes that nicely.
Now, was she aware of this? I mean,
she played.
Okay.
I played this event with her last year, so she knows.
Okay.
Ooh, that was.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was not great. I was just trying to lay it up, but I was trying to get it, enough spin on it, and it got too much, and yeah. Christina for birdie.
Ooh.
Oh, good run. So yeah, I left myself a really long comebacker, unfortunately.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, silly mistake there. And Lisa's got a long comebacker too.
In basket. No.
So close to going in.
And this
Chrissy
is her
to
birdie.
redeem the card, yeah,
Okay.
for birdie.
Oh,
my
no.
gosh. That's frustrating. So, yeah, we kind of all ended up in that range where it's like close enough where you got to go for it, but then we missed it pretty bad.
And the wind's still going.
Wind's still ripping. No relief there, so yeah, that was not a great hole for our card. But we will move on. Get another crack at it second round. All right. Hole 18 next. 320 feet. This is kind of a fun one. It plays across the corner of a parking lot. The basket's up near those trees straight ahead, and then there's a fence behind that you can kind of use as a backstop. Sidewalk's inbounds here, so that's a safe shot.
But the parking lot
is OB. So that's really the only thing you got to worry about. And then it is kind of a low ceiling with those trees like right in front. But otherwise, so it's a fun hole to run at.
This one was a good lefty hole for her. Yes, no? No, it was on the right.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's okay. But yeah, I just left it a little bit high there. Lisa playing over the parking lot. You just gotta avoid. Gotta avoid hitting the cinder blocks. But otherwise, yeah, it's nice to play off of there and get a good skip. So she'll have a birdie look. Yeah, see if I can make something happen here. Throw in my essence. And yeah, it's a bit low, but
come on,
miss those cinder blocks, and I'm in bounds.
Very nice. Are you behind that tree?
Yeah, a little bit obstructed, I think.
Looks like a good up for her.
Yeah, she went a little past, but it's really like that fence is only like 15 feet from the basket, so she should have a short putt. Chrissy was able to take a little relief from that fence and gave it a soft run. Yeah, so I'm kind of straddling out to the side. And I got a dumb roll.
Yeah, because it's so awkward. It's like on this little hill.
Yeah, in the basket's kind of crooked even. Like the ground that it's on is uneven, so the basket's a little tilted. Good par from Christina. After that, she left her drive short. And that was just a bad putt. Okay. There's no excuse for that one. But yeah, I think I was still just kind of bummed about the reaction I got. Nice birdie, Lisa. Heck yeah. And Chrissy cleans up her par.
All right, so this one was rough for me.
Yeah, so this was the backup hole of the day. I think when we got Well, first round, actually, we didn't have a backup by the time. We were the final card to go out, and everything kind of cleared up. Did you have a backup when you were there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were partially putting us through.
Yeah, so this one's really tough. It's a par 4. You've got a fence line there to the right that you got to avoid, and then the baseball field up left. That's kind of where that baseball fence is kind of where you want to put your first shot. This looks really great from Chrissy. That's pretty prime.
That's a good spot to be in because it's like straight down.
Yeah,
you have a good look. Just
want to be out in the open and give yourself some options. Yeah, Christina threw that real low, but that's okay. She can work with that. It's really all about the second shot on this hole. It's getting a little chilly at this point. I think we were starting to get sprinkled on a little bit. And I think there's a bit of a headwind here, so I was kind of compensating for that. And I left myself in a bad spot, pinched up against that fence there. It's going to be a tough shot. So then now we are going, you can kind of see that tiny little pinch point between the edge of the fence and then the tree line where the sidewalk is going. Christina's going over the fence on her last play, and I like that play, but again, that's the wrong direction for a lefty, and didn't quite get enough turn on it, and she ended up OB in there, I believe. Chrissy, she's trying to shoot the gap.
Oh, it looks like she missed it.
Yeah, but she did get a nice little kick out, so she'll have something to work with there. And I've got this super awkward thing. I'm trying to get around the sign and the pole and just get towards the gap there.
You can see the basket from here, though, right?
Yeah, the basket 350 feet away, or 400 feet. And
so a
little grip lock there. That was horrible, embarrassing. That's where I wanted my drive to end up. So I'm there just one shot off the pace, and so now I'm going for the big turnover flex over the baseball field, trying to reach the pin with my Echo DD3, and it's going. There it comes.
Go.
And it's still coming. And I almost got Jay on the catch cam with that one. But I was really proud of that shot.
Were you expecting that?
I didn't think it was going to go that far. In practice, I had pinned it on the second shot, but that was off of my drive. And I guess that second shot of mine put myself that much farther forward.
Yep.
So Lisa had a really great shot to get out. I think she's about circle 2. So Christina's playing from the drop zone because she ended up in the baseball field, playing a big hyzer towards the pin, and it is, oh my gosh, I didn't actually see how deep that went. That's challenging back there. Chrissy's got a really touchy flex forehand coming up here. And not quite enough height on that one. That's a tough shot. Yep, that should work. And Christina, it took her a while to even get in there to reach her disc, and she doesn't have much there, as you can see. It's really, I'm sure it hurt to go back there too. There's probably a bunch of thorns. So
hey, but she got out.
She got it out. Yeah, that was impressive. And Lisa gave it a bid. And I had to turbo. I had nothing. And actually, that was, it turned out better than I thought. It was chain high, just a little bit off to the side.
Ooh, double bow.
All right. So we're all kind of struggling with this hole a little bit. You can see why there would be backups on this hole for sure. Oh no. She wants that one back. Yep.
Another double bow.
Lisa hustling up to tap out her
double bow. Wow.
Yeah, it was a rough one. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
It's in though. Single bogey though, bogey's still getting strokes on some people. So yeah.
So 20?
Yep.
226 feet.
Oh yeah, nice easy one after that tough hole.
And this is the one that's down the middle of another of the baseball fields again, but to the left this time.
Yep. So
no island, so that's good.
Just left of that big sign pole.
Yeah.
You
cannot see it. I had to walk down there both times to remember where it was.
It's just short of those bleachers there on the left. And I didn't know the distance, and I went with my origin, and that was a bit too much. I threw it a bit too far past. Chrissy kind of ground pounded it a little bit, ended up short. And Lisa had a nice play off of the fence. She got back out into the open. So those red and white stripe flags are just relief because they don't want you crushing the bushes, but there's no OB. And again, another tough shot from Christina. So normally there's a different layout, hole 1 and hole 2, but because we had to do tee times for COVID, we're only doing one layout, and I feel like this is the more righty-friendly layout, unfortunately, for Christina. And, ooh, good birdie bid from Lisa, just off the top.
Another
just
good
low.
bid.
Yeah.
It was par putt.
Nice birdie from Christina. I didn't realize she got that close. That was really nice touch.
You did it.
Did it. Yeah, you would like a birdie on this hole. It's pretty short and not a lot of trouble you can get into, but take a par. And it's,
all right, this is the last hole.
Yep, last hole of round 1. Definitely another gettable hole, so you're searching for that birdie to cap off your round for sure.
Ooh, I liked this one too. This was like a good ace run for everybody.
Yeah, so it's just in that tree line there. So you wanna get close or end up short. If you're too long, there is OB you can see past, and then if you get too far left or right, you're gonna likely have an obstructed putt with all those trees. So trying to keep it in front of that tree line.
Ooh,
just like that.
That was beautiful, Casey.
Thank you. Felt good.
And on a good note.
Yeah.
Ooh,
awesome, I think she might be a little obstructed over there, but she's close. She should have an opportunity. And Chrissy going with the forehand approach.
I love it.
Nice high spiking shot. Very well played.
This looks.
Yeah, Christina.
This looks a little rough.
Christina's got a tough look, but she did get through clean. Good. Yeah, but have to settle for the par there. Yeah, and Lisa, you can see her leaning out really far. She's so close, but like in the worst spot. Just lined up behind all those trees. Well done. I think she ended up going between those trees. Nice birdie to finish the round. Good birdie from Chrissy. And I can leave my bag on for the last one. Yeah. So that's round 1. We survived. Definitely looking forward to making some improvements second round. So Lisa's in the lead at +1. Staying close to par just in the wind is so impressive. Chrissy's 5 strokes back at +6, and then Christina and I are hanging back several more strokes at 12 and 13. So hoping I can be a little closer to par at the end of round 2. We'll see. how round 2 goes. But thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for round 2 coming up.